Singapore hasn't been a major target of a significant hostile information or influence campaign, but that doesn't mean that we will be forever safe or immune from such threats. Hi, I'm Nicholas Fang. I'm Director for Security and Global Affairs at the Singapore Institute of International Affairs. Recently, Singapore invoked the Foreign Interference Law, or FICA, and it has provisions to restrict certain accounts, and this was deployed against almost 100 accounts belonging to a self-exiled Chinese businessman, Guo Wengui, who is residing in the US. Now, these accounts were reported to have put out about 120 posts and videos from between April and May 2024 that made allegations and aspersions that Singapore's leadership transition was reportedly impacted by an external party, another foreign actor, and that this then somehow compromised the leadership transition in Singapore. So hostile information campaigns or hostile influence campaigns are basically campaigns that can be deployed by state or non-state actors against a target country, a target nation, a target society, to try to influence the behavior of people within a country and ultimately potentially even the government and the political process. So we see this quite often being used when elections roll around, especially in countries that are more sensitive or viewed as useful targets for these bad actors. So when we think about why Guo Wengui decided to make these posts and allegations about Singapore and the political process here, there is a possibility that Singapore and our leaders were not necessarily the main target. His main favorite target has been the Chinese government. And when he made these allegations that the Singapore leadership transition was influenced by an external actor, I think he was pointing the finger at the Chinese government. And in trying to cast these aspersions or make these criticisms of the Chinese government, inadvertently, the Singapore political process was brought into the equation. But these have very serious implications for those of us in Singapore in terms of affecting the credibility and the trust in our political process, in the leadership transition that we are currently undergoing, and potentially even the ruling party or the government now and in the future, which would have implications when elections come around. So bad actors who seek to use information or influence campaigns love to use these platforms because they're very influential. Some of these social media platforms also have technologies and algorithms that are designed to keep users on their platforms for as long as possible. So when a network like what Guo deployed with almost 100 different accounts all start posting roughly the same sort of thing, the algorithms can then detect this as, oh, quite popular or quite a post that's going a little bit viral. And then it floats up the algorithm in terms of what users would see on their news feeds. And then when more people see it, if it's designed in a way that's a little bit like a clickbait and people are drawn to it and they start to click on it, it becomes even more viral in that sense and becomes exposed to even broader and larger audiences. If you start to see information that is very, very exciting to the point of being maybe a little bit scandalous, if it feels a bit clickbaity, ask yourself, why are you seeing this information? Most importantly, when we start to see a high volume of content that is all around maybe one particular topic, in this case, the Singapore leadership transition, then it's worthwhile asking yourself that how come I'm only seeing this now and how come I'm seeing it in such a high volume when this never really was a topic before. And I think that is also one of the main telltale signs of whether something could be put out there to try to influence you to think in a certain way to do a certain thing as well.